Birds travel to take on the Indy Express. And then Game 2 is on Sunday, February 2nd. Super Bowl Sunday. Basketball between the Owensboro Thoroughbreds and your Raleigh Firebirds. Be there live. Simulcast coverage is available on CRN Sports Network. Follow us at crnsports.org.
Sportsmanship. It means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team
And being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games.
It's a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official.
Mom.
Dad, son,
Daughter. Coach.
Are we in this together?
Sportsmanship. Together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Carolina Security Consultants is your residential security consultants leader. Our security assessment is custom tailored for each project. Give Danny a call, 336-312-5326. Make sure to tell them 3 and Out sent you.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
Welcome back to the new High-Q Energy Drink pregame tip-off sponsored show. And now our halftime report is, of course, presented by Carolina Security Consultants. I got to give love to Simone Mitchell. That's why I mentioned him again. High-Q. Simone Mitchell and, of course, Carolina Security Consultants. We've got about under 3 minutes in the second half. It's going to be a good game. Brandon, what do we see now is both teams are out of the locker room, and they're both working on free throw shots.
Well, I took a look at
and layups.
Well, I took a look at some of the faces on the Comets coming out, and I can tell they got a bit of a lecture from Marlon Lee in the locker room there. I mean, they should not be losing this game right now, but they are. And the thing about high school basketball, sometimes that happens. Like, you're down at halftime against teams that you should be beating. But there's still 16 minutes left of action here, and we know
and it's still a close game.
Very close.
Not over.
And we know Marlon's going to get them right.
Not over by a long shot. 19-18. Comets are only down by 1 point here on the road here at Triple S. And again, this would be a good win if Triple S won this thing.
Absolutely. It would definitely help their tournament resume for later in the season.
They'd be batting 500 in the conference.
That's
in the
right.
Greater News 3A.
Right.
And then if you beat a number 1 seed, that's really, I mean, like I said, coming into this, this is conference basketball. All bets are off.
That's right. You know, if you beat a number 1 seed, well, it may not be a number 1 seed anymore. So you gotta. That's why you play these games. Like you want to aim high, but you know, as they say, if you come for the king or the queen, you better not miss. And right now, 19-18, the Spartans are on top. But the question is, can they stay on top here? We know what Marlon Lee and the Lady Comets are capable of. They're going to grind this out, and they're going to expose every single weakness the Spartans have. And the question is, can they stand tall through it?
18 fouls on the Spartans in the first half. They lead at 19-18. The 4 fouls on the Comets as it stands right now. As we're looking at some other scores going on in college and in the NBA basketball. But again, this matchup is rival. It's Greater News 3A conference basketball, yes, but because it's a rival game, it means so much more. I think this new branch of the Greater News 3A with having Clayton playing Triple S Spartans and South Johnston and Cleveland and West Johnston, and they're in that nestled area of the J-Coast industry. That really makes it not just wanting to win rival basketball, but wanting to be in the top in your conference.
Absolutely, Wesley. And as the Spartans are playing very hard right now. They want to beat the Comets tonight. Like you said, big rivalry game. But there's a lot of storylines left to unfold here as the second half. I'm looking forward to seeing what it brings.
We're ready for the second half here in just a moment. Once again, halftime presented by Carolina Security Consultants. A word from our sponsor before second half action on CRN.
Carolina Security Consultants is your residential security consultants leader. Our security assessment is custom tailored for each project. Give Danny a call, 336-312-5326. Make sure to tell them 3 and Out sent you.
The Spartans will bring it inbound, led by Robertson. Robertson will hand it quickly back off to Thugard, and we're ready now for the third period action. Second half underway on CRN. Coverage of Lady Comets and the Spartans. Men's action up next. Attempt made for a 3 by Robertson. Guard off the key. No good. Give it right back now to the Comets.
Some good defense right there, and you can hear Marlon barking instructions as Eves
Washington
put the layup in.
Under to Eves and puts it in for 2 points. Quickly there. Good work by Kaisha Washington and Delaney Eves. Back at the top of the key, it's going to be Spartans ball. Thagard sets it in there to number 12 of Peacock Whistle, and there is a foul against number 24, and that's going to be Unique Best.
I'll say a lot more aggressive defense from the Comets here to start this second half. And, we can expect that. I mean, Marlon's over here, he's barking instructions to his players, telling them what they need to do. He knows what's at stake here.
Robertson back in play, hands it off now to McQueen. McQueen back to Robertson. They play hot potato with the rock. Give it back now to Robertson up court to the top of the key. Now going inside the paint and under 2-lady pressure on the Comets. Turns it over. Foul on number 5 of McQueen. She'll turn it over. It'll be Comets ball.
Well, that's a mistake right there from the Spartans, and the Comets are going to take advantage of those mistakes here, so they got to limit them. And now Washington's going to dribble it out here, Wesley.
And that's McQueen's first foul in the game for the second half. She's back with the ball here.
Whoa.
Turns it over. Give it back to Clayton. Clayton comes back with it. Watkins will put in an easy 2 on the floater.
Wasted opportunity by the Spartans. They had the turnover. They couldn't hold on to it. And now it's a 3-point lead for the Comets.
Back up court. Number 3, Thagard with the ball. Hands it off to Robertson. Robertson under the 2-lady pressure. Sets it up under the basket of the rim. It's no good. Give it right back to the Comets. And the rebound is Watkins. Watkins up court. Mid-court now. Sets it up to Dariana Howard. Howard sets it up now to Washington. Washington inside the key to Howard again. Under 3-lady pressure on the Spartans. Now at the top of the key. Gives it back to Watkins. Watkins goes inside the paint. Floater for 2. Bouncing off the board. It's no good. Turnover back for the Comets. Back to the Spartans. And they have the ball.
That's right, Wesley. And there was a great offense by Robertson to McQueen on the other end earlier. They just couldn't capitalize, but now they do capitalize. And it's McQueen.
Robertson getting to McQueen, and McQueen will put it in for 2.
Spartans aren't going away.
No, it's not. 22-21. Comets lead by 1. Under the basket. Eves got nowhere to go. I thought it was going to be a foul, but the turnover. Rebound goes back to the Spartans. Back up court, led by Thagard.
Can they get the lead back here? The Comets are trying to run away with this game. It's only a 1-point lead for them right now, but you can sense the momentum may be about to shift here. They have to capitalize. They can't nearly lose control of the ball like Robertson nearly did, but she puts a shot up and it's no good.
Attempt by Robertson for 3. Turns it over. No good. Thagard tried to keep the ball. So did McQueen. They got bodies all over the ground. Now Best is fighting for it. And we got players down.
Howard's hurt too.
Howard's down. Thagard's down. McQueen's down. We got players coming in now.
I think McQueen may have gotten the worst out of all that. She was grabbing her back, and now Howard's going to check out too. She's grimacing a little bit.
We just had a human demolition derby here on the court in Triple S.
Well, when the ball's on the court, actually on the court, that tends to happen with everyone seeking to get it.
But McQueen shakes herself, dusts herself off, licks her wounds, and stays back in the game on the high horse. Ball literally almost got lodged inside the net, but it did come down, and they will, between the rim there, they're going to keep the ball back in possession to turn it back over to the Comets.
Well,
Comets ball, Washington, then Watkins, as he has the ball now. Washington's now with the ball. Going to go back almost to midcourt, setting it up, trying to make a move here.
Well, it's almost a rite of passage to get the ball stuck over there, huh?
Eves is now going to turn it back. Last touch by the Spartans. It will be remaining as Comets ball.
Well, Howard is not in the game at the moment, so I'm curious to see how the Comets react without their star freshman on the court. Pretty good so far, but it gets knocked out of bounds.
22-21, 5:03, foul on number 15 of Anna Hill. Anna Hills, that's her 3rd foul in the game.
Actually should be her 4th, I think. Or is it her 3rd?
Is that the 4th on Hill? It's the 4th foul, okay.
Yeah,
it's the 4th foul on Anna Hill.
That's not good for the Spartans. And
Watkins at the line trying to shoot 2. New player coming in, 33, Forte.
You think we'll see Hill again for the rest of the 3rd quarter?
I don't know. I mean, you're under foul pressure.
One more and she's gone.
One more and she's gone. Foul out of the game. Got to wait till the 4th. 5:03 remaining in the 3rd. Watkins shoots and puts at least 1 in out of 2. 1 out of 2 ain't bad, as they say.
No, but it only gives the Comets a 2-point lead, and the Spartans can tie or take the lead here.
Layup or foul shots, and they're in it. There's the attempt made by Santos, and Santos will turn it back over to Robertson. So far, Forte's there as well, and there's Forte ready to make it.
That was the player that came in and replaced Hill, and she's made the most of her minutes so far tonight. All alone with three Comets going after Robertson there. They just left her all alone, and now it's a tie ball game, Wesley. Washington inside, puts it up.
Whoa! Washington comes back, returns the favor.
Great play
25-23. It was just tied even a moment ago by Forte. Comets came back, put it in there for their 2. And now we have the Comets leading again by 2. And now the Spartans trying to go back and play hot potato with the ball. Turnover, give it back to Clayton. Last touch, slap ball there by Peacock. Last touch by Spartans. It'll be Comets ball, Brandon White.
Washington was triple teamed over there trying to get that last basket up. So they're trying to, Spartans doing whatever they can to make sure the Comets do not score. But they may have to try just a little bit harder. And, well, that also helps them because Washington just walked with it.
Walking, traveling with the ball. It's against the Comets. It'll be Spartans basketball. New players coming in. Peyton Sharp's coming in.
And Howard is back in, too.
Howard's back in. Dariana Howard, the number 5 player.
Well,
and here we go.
The Spartans had a golden opportunity to try and take the lead with Howard out. They couldn't do it.
Halfway through the third. Okay. Whistle and a foul and a push. They're going to call it on Sharp in 4.
Yeah, she wasn't quite set, so that's a blocking foul, not a charge.
That's a block there on number 4, Peyton Sharp. 5'5" freshman guard, such a talented player. Has came back after injury at the beginning of the season. She's really doing a great job, and this does bring number 12 to the line to try to shoot 2 of Kayla Peacock. And she's the guard, strong forward, strong guard, shooting guard, junior at 5'8", and she misses her first.
She now takes a second, and it's good. So it's now only a 1-point lead for the Comets. They still need to get Peacock a little bit more into a rhythm here.
2 fouls on Peacock in this game so far, and she only has that 3-point shot of the second period before the half, and then this shot at the free throw line. So only 4 points. As the ball comes towards us in our broadcast position, I always cringe when I see the rock flying at us. Luckily, saved by Unique Best as her great defensive efforts as always, and we live to call another game.
You might have to thank her for that later.
All right.
Howard actually almost got away with an up and down. Well, she did. It looked like she may have gone up and down with the ball on the far end. Nothing was called. Instead, the Comets get a timeout, up 25-24, 3:42 left in the third, Wesley.
We have a lot of coverage coming up next week right here on the CRN Sports Network. You better be ready for it because we're ready for you. A lot of great things happening in the world of basketball. We're going to talk about there on the next radio timeout. All the great coverage next week. Brandon White, a lot of great things happening here on the CRN Sports Network.
That's right, Wesley, and I'm thankful to be a part of it.
Next Tuesday, West Johnston at Clayton. Next Friday, South Johnston at Clayton. And then we go to Indianapolis, Indiana for the Express and the Raleigh Firebirds. And then the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. All on the CRN Sports Network broadcast coverage of basketball next week. And back up with action here on this Friday night. This thundering Friday night in January as it's raining cats and dogs outside in Joco. A turnover by the Comets, give the ball back to the Spartans. But tonight it is rival basketball between the Comets and the Spartans. Brandon White, Wesley Outland here with you. 3:17 remaining here in the third period. 1-point game, a very tight game here in rivalry basketball in the Greater News 3A tonight.
And the Spartans just committed another turnover too, so Comets can open it back up right here. Lee's still not quite 100% happy with what his team's doing on the court, so they're going to have to tighten up a little bit here. And looks like we're getting another substitution. Watkins is coming back into the game. And now Washington will dribble it out. She finds Sharp in the corner. Back to Washington. Washington going to dribble it out some more. She has Forte on her.
What a great game. Washington with the ball. Washington sets it up. Juking, jiving, top of the key with the rock. Setting to Sharp. Sharp can't get there. Stacked up against 2-lady pressure now. 3-lady stacked against the run. Under the paint on Eves. Washington carries it on her own. She turns it over. Forte takes it away like candy from a baby, and not even on Halloween night in January. Give the ball back now to Thagard.
That was a great block by Robertson there. Thagard
to Robertson. Robertson under the basket. Back to Forte. Forte gets it back to Peacock. Back to McQueen. Back up court, 22 to the basket of Robertson, trying, fighting,
She's making it work
trudging,
on both ends.
puts it in. That's her first points in the game.